The first phase of Trusted User Interface was a simple interface that was used for prompting for pins, password, or displaying simple data. The environment was under the control of the TE, and so while it provided the isolation, it didn't provide much flexibility to the TAs. And so you had effectively something like a Windows message box environment where the TA could provide information and could provide some control of icons and things being used, but wasn't in control of the whole interface. The TE managed the general interface. This was found to not be as useful as was hoped, and the lack of flexibility was stopping some TA development. So we then went on to create a second phase of Trusted User Interface, where we gave the TA the ability to interact with the frame buffer in a more direct manner, so take complete control of the screen that the TE could access, and also receive events from things like buttons and touchpads. And that allowed the TA to develop with full control of the user interface. That was the second phase of development, and that second phase is nearly in public release. The third phase of activity in this area is that, as everybody realizes, pins and passwords are difficult things for users to remember, and so there's a general push going on with biometrics at the moment. To enable that, we're now working on a biometrics specification. The biometrics specification should give us the ability for anything, a fingerprint or any other biometric, to be captured inside the TE, processed inside the TE, and managed in such a way that the trusted application itself can't actually access the biometric material but can make use of it. So you have an association between that biometric material and the TE. And at that point then, we're going to extend the specifications regarding Trusted User Interface so that not only can you receive the PIN or password, but you can also receive a biometric in the simple version of the user interface, what we now call a high-level version, or if you're working in the password version, if you're working in the frame buffer level, low-level version of the user interface, then you'll be able to get the full biometrics interface coming into that. TUI is operating inside the CE. That means it's isolated from the rest of the environment. So that means that you can have assurance that the keys that are being used in the authentication phase and the biometric material that's being used in the biometric phase are all isolated from the other rich environments, and so you're immune to attack from things changing that material. And more importantly, if you use the TUI to provide the prompt, then you are effectively signing what you are seeing. You have the same level of trust in the material you're looking at as the material methodology that you're using to sign it. A lot of authentication systems are using the general environment to prompt the user and then using a very secure technique to provide information to a remote server. So the remote server knows that it's been securely confirmed that the user has said yes, but the remote server has no real idea what the user said yes to, which is a bad thing. Currently we have, in the biometric space, a generalized biometrics API, which we believe, though it was developed with a view for fingerprints, should be usable with retinal scans or voice prints or whatever. At the moment, the interfaces are very generic. Now, we only developed it with a view to fingerprints. It may be that we'll find in the future that we've made mistakes there, and therefore we need to expand on that to enable it to be used with voice prints or retinal scans or video images of some sort, or whatever the technology moves forward.